Hello and welcome everybody to Wheelin' and Dealin', the podcast about stealing. I'm your host because I am the one who talked first this time. Hey everybody, we're here today with a very special New Year's episode because circumstances are a little strange.
Wait, it's the new year?
Yeah.
What year is it?
2020.
Oh fuck, that's bad. Insert joke about 2020 vision here.
Okay,
Can we fix that
That's
in
Matt.
post? I don't got anything. Oh yeah, hey everybody. I'm Matt, and as always, I have forgotten to speak first, so I am stuck with the dunce cap.
And joining us today,
it's me,
as
Jackson.
Well, it's Jackson.
Hello. In fact, I'm here today with a very special piece of third wheel trivia. Did you know that Thog's design is actually based on contemporary character actor Willem Dafoe? Of course you didn't, because that's a lie that I just made up.
No, that sounds legit. Jay, did you know this fun piece of trivia about the character that you created?
No, I didn't. I didn't know this even a little bit. I'm going to update my Wikipedia page.
Yeah, no, it can be tough keeping up with your own lore.
No, thank you for joining us today, Arim.
Yeah, it's me. Actually, Arim, I'm not Jackson. I guess this is my Jackson
nearly had me
impression.
fooled
I'm so
there.
sorry, Jackson.
It's almost flawless. You had me well and truly baffled.
Yeah, so this is between you guys, everybody here and the audience. Don't tell Jackson I said this, but currently right now this is showing up in the place of
wait
TI
up, Jackson, if you are listening to this right now, you plug your little baby ears, okay?
Okay, here I go.
Go ahead, Jack.
Okay, cool.
Wait, hang on, I got to do the other one also.
Yep, hurry up.
Okay, I heard the pop. We're good. So, Jackson's a little under the weather right now, which means we, basically we can't record another episode, and we don't want to make him work right now. Don't tell him that we told you to do this, but right now, if you want to send him any nice words, that is cool. Just tell him he's cool. Tell him he's a cool guy.
Just any kind, loving energy you want to send his way. But don't tell him we told you to do this.
Are you doubling down on the idea that Jackson is not going to listen to this himself?
Yes.
Fair enough.
I think there's a good chance of that, but we can't risk it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll put a sign on screen. I'll put a sign on screen that Jackson can...
not allowed to listen.
No,
to
Jackson's allowed.
No, Jackson's allowed. He can, and I'll put a note that he's allowed to unplug his baby ears in a little bit. But just at him on Twitter. His tag is frame dodge. I think that's what you have on Twitter, right?
And if you're listening to this poor excuse for a podcast that we're putting out, you probably know that Jackson is fucking incredible as a player, an artist, and a person. So send some of that. Send some of those good vibes.
At him on Discord. Just bother him. And I think it's fair. Jackson can unplug his baby ears now. Signs on screen.
Yeah. It's fine now,
cool.
Jackson. It's safe. It's safe for you to unplug your ears. The banshees are gone.
Okay, here I go. And the other one.
You know, the vacuum seal on both of your ears is really impressive.
And the weaker sound on the second one is making me slightly worried about potential ear canal damage.
Hang on, let me try again.
No,
there we go. That time
stop.
I got
Please stop.
No, I
wonder how that's gonna sound on the recording. Is that just gonna be a horrific ear, like a pop straight into the mic that no one will want to hear?
Well, I guess I'm listening to it through Discord right now, but it seemed like it seemed at a pretty
nice
reasonable
level.
Okay, good.
Those were some tasteful, some tasteful mouth sounds there.
Yeah.
That's, Jay, that's actually a very interesting coincidence. Tasteful Mouth Sounds was the name of my band in college.
Welcome back to the podcast, Tasteful Mouth Sounds. Whatever name we had before, that sucked.
Yeah, no. Welcome back to the podcast that exists one layer higher in reality as our usual podcast, Tasteful Mouth Sounds.
We play the game within the game. Now, we do our usual thing of, like, talking and walking and rambling through the,
and stealing.
through whatever topics we stumble across. Yeah, also stealing, I guess. Throughout whatever, like, topics we come across. We have access to Arim this time, so there's a wide plethora of different topics we can tap into, and the
Most
game
of them are bathroom humor.
Yeah,
Jay,
like of them.
I'd like to quickly quote from the Discord chat as we were organizing this. So you wrote at 12:01 p.m. my time. Okay, I'm gonna call if that's cool. Actually, I'll use the bathroom first. To which I responded, "Yep, I'm good to go. I will await your pee-pee with great enthusiasm."
Yes, you sure did write that, and
And just so you know,
I just want to say that I have respect that you are at reading that live on the air.
I'll just put that out there. Yes, and I should also let you know, Jay, just as a fair heads up. I also screen capped that and sent it to Jello with the further addendum that I wrote. Watch out, Jello. With pillow talk like this, I might just steal your boyfriend away.
Oh, don't worry. He immediately decided to one-up you and DM'd me on the side.
Excellent.
Hitting me with even more salacious talk. He messaged me, and I quote, "I must do something fast!" Exclamation point. Pee-pee poo-poo! Exclamation point.
Quite the rejoinder. This is heating up something fierce, folks. Let's see where it goes.
This love triangle is only going to get more salacious from here on out.
Yeah, no. Tune back into ESPN. Steal your boyfriend. I'm Matt Cosgrove, and I dislike my job.
I mean, to be honest, that almost sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like, that could be a fun watch.
Competitive boyfriend stealing.
Yeah, you never know. Like, there's a certain layer of excitement there.
Sure. For some reason, my brain just keeps yelling, MC, steal your boyfriend.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that your title? Your ESPN commentator name?
It might
Is that your
be.
Madden Sona?
I might need to run it by ESPN first and get the divine John Madden's thoughts on it before I actually, commit to anything. But it has that ring of a correct sports name.
Full disclosure, I don't think I've seen ESPN once in my life.
I've definitely caught ESPN in the background of, spending time with my father many a time.
I have never lived in a household that had cable, so I've definitely never seen it on TV, but I have watched some of the World Series of Poker videos that I think originally aired on...
that's just good, wholesome content right there.
ESPN... I don't know, 6 or whatever, however many
ESPN,
down.
the Ocho.
The Ocho.
The Ocho.
Also, Arim, I just want to say, that's quite the flex, because I feel like you get plenty of people saying, I don't actually have a TV, thanks. But I've never heard, I have never lived in a house with cable.
Yeah.
That's intense.
My parents either didn't want it or were too cheap to get it when I was growing up. And by the time
probably for the best, honestly. You're not missing much.
By the time when I was in college, I wasn't really watching TV, and then when I actually had my own household and my own TV, and the ability to make those purchasing decisions, I'd almost completely stopped watching TV except on the internet. So there's just no reason now.
Yeah, I too am a convert of TV on the internet ever since college.
Same here. And I think you helped convert me. So that works out. Now that's an interesting thing because you are, Arim, the only other human being I know that can quote absolutely perfectly early season Simpsons.
Yes.
Wow.
And you immediately, where did you catch that if you didn't have cable?
Old bootleg VHS tapes.
Well, I should clarify. When I say we didn't have cable, I mean we had a TV and we had whatever channels you could get through broadcast for free.
Okay, gotcha.
So we had ABC, NBC, regular Fox, like Fox just broadcast TV and like WB, and we had like maybe 8 channels.
So like exactly the networks required to catch Simpsons reruns then.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh,
no,
shit, okay.
I watched that religiously as a kid. Fox's evening lineup was 6 o'clock and 6:30 Simpsons, 7 o'clock Friends, 7:30 Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Ooh,
oh,
that's a
yeah. I
good
remember
block
doing
right
Seinfeld
there.
and Simpsons.
I remember doing.
Shit.
We would do Simpsons sometimes, but we were a Friends Seinfeld household.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yeah. By which I mean my dad liked Friends and Seinfeld came after, so.
So it just Seinfeld occurred.
Yeah, no, it happened.
I remember catching The Simpsons a lot and not really getting it or understanding it, but it had Fox in the name, and my brain for some reason associated Fox with my favorite cartoons, even though that's patently incorrect because
Well, I mean, hey, the Fox box, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Your favorite cartoons. Everybody's favorite cartoons, or else.
Fighting Foodons.
For kids who didn't have, like myself, did not have, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, whatever, due to lack of cable, my favorite cartoons were mostly on the WB's Saturday lineup.
Ooh, with what, like Animaniacs and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
For a long period, it was Animaniacs and adjacent cartoons. And then when I was a little older, they started to have the super early like dubbed anime. I never watched Dragon Ball, which I understand that was a lot of people's gateway show for like dubbed anime. For me,
Totally.
it was OG Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh,
hell
fun,
yeah.
And I feel like maybe
I gobbled up all of Toonami like there was no
I tried
tomorrow.
to get into Shaman King and couldn't see enough consecutive episodes to know what the fuck was going on, so I dropped it. Digimon
well,
and
I,
Pokemon
as a matter
also.
of fact, had a subscription to Shonen Jump while Shaman King was still running. God damn it!
One of my friends had one of those, and he got one of the Egyptian god cards. Came as like a pack-in bonus for
oh fuck, I missed that.
For the magazine, and playing Yu-Gi-Oh against him sucked from then on. It was just awful.
Just got sent to the Shadow Realm over and over.
Yeah, I really did not appreciate that. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like having a subscription to that, I feel like up to a certain age, it was a pretty cool thing to have. I really only got into it at the age where, like, it was a little sad. That said, I do have incredibly fond memories of reading Naruto when the Chunin exam was on.
Yeah, because the Chunin exam was dope as fuck.
Right?
It still is, honestly. Like,
you hear that, Boruto?
Get a job!
Get a job, Boruto!
I'm sorry, are you talking about world-famous character Naruto's son?
Naruto's son. I mean, Boruto's dad?
Boruto's dad's son?
Holy
we
shit.
do have fun.
We do. That's patently true. No, I was just, like, weird coincidence. Last night I was actually talking with 2 of my friends about, Yu-Gi-Oh cards and playing them in high school. And, I guess it was middle school?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever years Yu-Gi-Oh was occurring.
Mm-hmm. Middle school sounds
and,
right.
Yeah.
For us, at least. If
middle school for me, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, middle schoolish. And, it reminded me that I was so inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh at the time that, I made my own card game, actually.
Yes! Oh, I think I recall you linking a few of these cards. They were beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful's a word. Not the one I would use to describe
Beautiful
these.
is a fact of this, Jay.
Okay, let me pull these up. And I'll edit this into the podcast. So if you are watching this on YouTube, if you've got more than audio, you can check out my beautiful artwork. Otherwise, I will describe it auditorily, so you can get a picture.
We could also. Can I recommend? I could narrate out this Twitter link real quick.
Yeah. No.
Are you sure? I mean, it's not that the string of numbers isn't that long.
Yeah, it's just like 16 characters. Yeah. It's fine. They can get it in their mind space.
I'll voice act deliver it real good, Jay.
Okay, voice acted for us. Talk me through it. Give me a dramatic reading of this.
Everybody, if you want to see this beautiful picture of Jay's childhood card game, simply go to twitter.com/status/86678539637999233. And if I got any of that, I missed a 9, so you're fucked now.
Sorry, that's useless.
Go back to where the 9s are and put another 9 in if you decide to type this in.
One more time.
From
866-785-963-672. Nope, that's wrong.
No,
627.
that's the wrong order.
Yeah, I messed it up. Once more.
As Matt reads that out
What was your
in the
favorite
background.
part of the Third Wheel podcast? Oh, I really like the bit where Matt read numbers.
Yeah,
for
I
5
like
minutes.
Matt reads Twitter links. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry for that, guys. Let's move on.
No. I constructed this card game from my blood, sweat, and tears, and as you can see right now, I'm very good at game design. Like, I'm excellent, and you can tell that because I have a card right here called Ultimate Distecto.
Fuck
which,
yes, Ultimate spelled ULTAMIT.
Yeah, sure is. Distecto spelled DESTECTO.
Now, what is a
Thank you
Distecto,
so
Jay?
much. I'm not so sure. All
Let
I
me
know
ask
is this
our
one's
friends
ultimate.
Merriam and Webster.
Yeah, good call. All I know is it has a what appears to be either a I don't want to say an anus for a mouth, but I can't.
No, it looks more like
It looks
one
like
of
one of those
doors
iris
that
those
one of those,
iris like gates sort of thing.
I was gonna say one of those cartoon security doors that
Yeah.
open like a garbage disposal with like this
Good
little
call, good
spiral of metal that unfurls and furls.
Yeah,
Samus
it
would shoot
expands
this
and
thing to go to the
contracts like
next
the
level.
iris of an eye.
Yes, and snakes for hands. Just two big snakes
somehow
for hands.
my brain completely slid straight over those
it
hand
appears
snakes.
his feet are
Yeah.
mouths also.
Jay,
Oh,
I think that his feet are
oh,
snakes
beautiful.
too. I think it's
I think
nothing but
this-
snake limbs all the way down.
This is a chaos emerald with angry anime eyes, angry anime
and eyebrows. Yeah.
covered
A
in
single
snakes.
nostril, also. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, this is just an atrocity.
It
Oh,
just
I thought it
gets
was
better the
I thought it
longer
was
you
like
look
a
at it.
Frosty the Snowman piece of coal nose.
Oh, Jay, you didn't even get to the best part, which is its effect.
You win.
You win. You play this
7
card and
exclamation
you win.
8 exclamation points. More exclamation
Now,
points.
Jay, how do you balance something like that? What exactly is the cost to bring this incredibly powerful card onto the playing field?
Okay, so first of all, the cost is none, and
Interesting.
apparently young me
It's a bold
designing
choice.
this card game played like a piece of shit because, as you can see, the other card supplied here is the truce card.
Mm-hmm.
You or your opponent may not attack for 5 turns. I think young me was planning on playing a stall deck where I
Yeah.
say nobody plays the game for 5 turns until
then
I
I
draw
win.
Ultimate Distecto.
Oh my god. Yeah, I did misread that as you or your opponent may not attack for 5 minutes, which tickles me because who knows how long or how many turns that would take.
Yeah, how many turns will pass in that time? So the thing I'd like to call out about Truce is that I'm pretty sure the art is supposed to be like
No sword.
like that
it's a
stop
sword with a
defense
crossover.
card from Yu-Gi-Oh where it's like giant X over man with shield. I think this is
Uh-huh.
giant X over sword, but
Yeah.
because the sword is going out of the frame, it really looks more like the upside down cross that is the symbol of Satanism.
Uh-oh. Yep, can't
Is
unsee
that.
that.
A no Satanism? Or
No, say no to Satanism,
No.
kids.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't. I guess
Dare
I
to
wasn't
say
a fan
no
of
to
Lucifer
Satan.
back in the day.
Hmm.
No,
How
I'm
times
just
change.
Yeesh.
yeah. And here I've actually got another card.
Oh, good.
This one I got really ambitious with the design. This is the Skull Dragon.
Whoa.
as you can see, I didn't draw it, and its effect is my best card.
I mean, it's good that you don't beat around the bush there.
I mean, honestly, that's impressive, given that Ultimate Distecto just wins the game when you play it.
Yeah, that's where I'm.
Skull Dragon
where my
is
brain
even more
too.
powerful.
Yeah.
Now, Jay, did you not draw this because you recognized that you did not yet have the skill to like render it in the beautiful art style that you know it deserves, or is this the sort of thing where seeing this monster literally kills you, so you're actually just sparing the players of this game?
Both very good possibilities. I think in reality, I tried to imagine a skull dragon and could not come up with an idea. So I simply wrote down, I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure what actually happened here is you had the box all ready to go for the illustration, but as you can see, someone has placed like police caution tape across the front of it that reads
what that is.
Mancer Uncown. So you could not get past that to draw your skull dragon. There was your hands were tied. There was nothing you could do.
My spelling is so bad on these. It's
Hey man, we were all idiot children at one point in time.
Oh my god.
Do you remember like what this would potentially do? What your best card would do such that it's better than Ultimate Distecto?
So I think I remember this a little bit.
Oh,
I had a
awesome.
clear image in my head. I was playing against one of my like younger friends named Tommy, and I think Tommy had his own deck of cards, and I vividly remember this, designing this card that I would draw it, I would put it down, and then he would be blown away at, like, Yu-Gi-Oh style. Like, I just dropped a bomb on the battlefield, and he's like, no, I can't believe it. It's Skull Dragon.
It's your best card.
It's my best card. And anything beyond that.
Okay.
There was nothing.
I mean, it probably just scares them to the point that they, like, surrender, right?
Yeah, I think the only way I could have made this effect clearer and also a little better probably was my best card impresses Tommy.
Ooh, yeah, that is good. The specificity of that really kind of it gives it some punch.
It's a powerful effect.
Yeah.
It's a powerful effect. Konami, hire... Oh god, Yu-Gi-Oh's Konami. Konami, hire me!
You know, and I know that Jackson is not present in this particular podcast, but I'm thinking that maybe we could see what his rendition of a Skull Dragon would look like at some point, because I bet it would be fucking awesome.
I bet it wouldn't be Mancer Unknown.
Excuse Jay, Uncown.
Mancer Uncown.
I can't give you shit for that, though, because when I was a kid and I played... we got a bunch of the different, like, trail games, so, like, everyone had Oregon Trail, but I also had the Yukon Trail and the Amazon Trail, which were also
there
fun.
are other trail games?
There are, yeah.
Shit.
Dear God.
And in the Amazon Trail, where you're rafting down the Amazon, you can get various
Fleeing
tropical
from Jeff
diseases.
Bezos, so...
Yeah, including, what was actually bubonic plague, but which, however year-old me, probably like 6-year-old me, read as barbaric plaque.
Ooh.
You know,
Ooh.
That's a pretty advanced reading for a 6-year-old.
It is.
like you got it. You're 100% wrong. Still impressive. No, this will actually, I don't know if this will shock you. This might not shock you at all.
Wait, let me steel myself.
Okay. I struggled with language like fucking crazy as a kid. Like, I spoke late, I pronounced everything wrong, couldn't spell, obviously. To the point that my school's like, what's up with this kid? What's going on with him?
Did a witch
and then
steal
suddenly
his
it all
voice?
clicked. Apparently, this is pre it all clicking, because it sure is Mancer Uncle. Like,
what age was the great clickening?
The clickening was probably late middle school / early high school.
Nice.
Like, it clicked together. Like, I don't know. It's interesting because now I think I've got a reasonable vocabulary. I think I'm good with my words. I write like the fucking Dickens.
Hell yeah, dude.
But yeah, no, that's also funny on 2 levels. But anyway,
I like it.
Early on, English was like my ultimate weak point. I was good at everything else, but language did not make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's the way it goes for some people, right? Like we all end up interfacing with that shit differently and learning stuff at different rates. As far as I go, English has always been the one thing that I'm good at.
That's super legit.
Yeah.
So, audience, if you're struggling with your words, maybe you can talk good too someday, like me. Words.
Just like Jay.
Just like this one.
And while you're considering all of this, consider making a card game. Consider what your best card would be.
The correct answer that, like, it should be, whatever makes you happy, but just to be clear, the correct answer is Skull Dragon.
The right answer is Skull Dragon. In a pinch, you can drop an ultimate Distecto, and I won't turn my nose up at you. By the way, Distecto, utterly no definition online. It vaguely resembles a Spanish
ultimate
word,
destruction or something, right?
No, I think you're mistaken, Arim.
Sorry.
Ultimate Destroy Man?
Destroy Man.
Ultimate Delectable. He is the most delicious, and that's why you win.
That makes sense. So I've got a plethora of buried childhood projects that are all horribly embarrassing. Do you guys have any?
God, yes.
Nothing nothing that you can prove. No, most of my childhood projects do not really have like leftover visual artifacts, but I had like 1,001 dorky and like belabored role-playing scenarios / make-believe games and worlds.
Belabored. I thought you said blabered, like Jello.
Oh, like Jello.
Like Jello. I was like, wait, what? How does he fit into this?
I can see why you would mishear that, but no, what I mean is, like overwrought with detail and shit.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, most of that is most of that, the shame lives only in my head.
I don't have physical evidence of most of mine either. When I was probably 5 or 6, I remember, and I guess I had kind of just learned to read and write, or was in the process of it, and I wanted to make little, like, books, and by books I mean, like, scrawling on paper and then stapling it together into a vaguely book-like form.
I did that shit, man.
I wrote about, and this is where I got this from in Windrose. The titular character of these books was Bill the Wizard.
Yes!
Holy shit! Oh my god, that's great lore. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. And I don't really remember. There wasn't like an ongoing story, but every little book was like 8 pages of some episode in the life of Bill the Wizard. And by far the most. I think I recycled some of this lore in an extended outtake in Windrose as well. The deepest Bill the Wizard lore was the book called Bill vs. the Giant Noodle, where he goes to eat a bowl of
giant noodles.
He goes to eat a bowl of spaghetti, and I'm sure this was inspired by Yoshi's story. You know how all the bosses in Yoshi's story are like regular enemies that Kamek comes by and like uses his magic wand on them and they become huge.
I thought you were going to say the noodle incident from Calvin and Hobbes, but
right. This was a single noodle that grew to diabolical intelligence and large proportions. That Bill had to defeat
diabolical intelligence that's great.
Oh, that's great.
So he had to defeat it if he wanted to actually eat his spaghetti. And because that was my most popular quote unquote, I was like, this is the seminal work. This is the one they'll remember me for.
Your
so
magnum
of
opus.
course I later on did Revenge of the Giant Noodle.
Good.
Because all the like.
Because the noodle
your
deserves
Marios
a chance
and Donkey
for
Kongs.
for revenge.
Yes. All your Mario and Donkey Kong games on like SNES and stuff, because that was contemporaneous for me. You were always like, like every Donkey Kong game, it's like, oh, King K. Rool's back. What's he up to this time? So like, it seemed only natural. Your main villain just keeps coming back over and over.
Yeah.
When you make Revenge of the Giant Noodle, etc.
Snake's Revenge, etc. Yeah, like that was a writing theme. I'm so happy I got to hear Bill the Wizard's origins.
Yeah, the saga of Bill the Wizard sounds actually really excellent. I'm also a big fan of fantasy wizards and fantastical beings with extremely mundane names.
I would have laughed if you just stopped it at really.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, actually. I will not clarify further.
Did you have any childhood masterpiece you could regale us with the story of, Matt?
Oh God.
I'm sorry, this is a very embarrassing question.
No, it's cool. I'm like, the problem is so much of it is like jumbled together and so far off now that I'm having trouble picking out one specific example.
Yeah. Did you said earlier that you had like early jumbled RP experiences?
Oh, hella. Yeah, no, that was most of what I'm trying to recall here. But like, there was one,
exciting.
Around the time when fucking various iterations of Gundam were airing on Toonami and stuff.
Yeah.
And, Armored Core 2 was out on the PlayStation 2, and it was totally the shit. And very, very grabbing for my young imagination and for those of my brothers and friends. We had like an ongoing sort of space-based Gundam / like robot suit RP happening. I recall.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I think every major exoskeleton was named after like a card from a deck of cards.
Oh,
and because I was a special edgelord, I called Joker like immediately.
Yeah.
No, that's the cool one.
Yeah,
like, no,
I think I was just ripping off Gauntlet, if we're going to be perfectly honest here. But like, yeah, I had
some
the
Jester and Gauntlet.
I actually didn't. No, but I did love that the Jester existed, and I liked their design very much.
Yeah.
So I had lots of like dumb trickstery things, but also could just like throw cards at people and laugh. It was fun. And yeah, like just
awesome.
Thinking back on childhood RP stuff and like all of the edgy shit that I thought was so cool at the time is just very
It sounds like Gundam Wing. It sounds like you were big into Gundam Wing.
I was not, and Gundam Wing is one of the ones that I've seen like maybe a single episode of and then never touched again. Yeah. No. I think that said, aesthetically speaking, I think that's totally on point.
I was about to ask the stupidest question that anyone in the universe has ever asked, which was, I was gonna ask, is that the one with the guy who looks like Char Aznavour?
Wow!
The answer is yes.
Jay, do you know off the top of your head how many people in the Gundam canon that could possibly refer to?
Exactly, right? Like, not only is the answer obviously yes, but it is a completely worthless question for establishing whether we're thinking of the same one.
There is one in literally every single series, so the answer is as many different series.
Is that the
you gotta
one
admire
the
their
robots?
Consistency.
Is that the one with the Gundam?
Is that the one?
I'd actually be more
politics?
likely. I'd be more likely to believe you if you told me, actually, there's several Gundam series that don't have Gundams, than if you told me, actually, there are several Gundam series that don't have a character who resembles Char Aznavour.
You're right.
Yeah. Are there any Gundam
just
series that don't
correct.
feature Gundams? Because, like, now I kind of want...
Yeah.
What? Which ones? Which ones, Jay?
Go check out 08th MS Team, which is
that's with like the shitty lesser Gundams sort of things, right?
Yeah, it's Gundam Vietnam, where they send out Gundam ground types, which are technically Gundams, but they're really just dressed up Easy 8s, which are the mass-produced models
that
great. Exist specifically to scare Zeon, because the Gundam's making rounds up in space. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna make a bunch of things that look like Gundams and are easy to pilot, but are actually walking coffins.
That is so my speed. I am all about just
so
mass-produced shitter robots.
And like, my favorite thing about 08th MS Team is the main character is just a guy, and the scariest thing that they come across is one guy who knows how to pilot his robot, because literally everyone else is just getting thrown into these things like, here, move the machinery, go to war, and the turnover rate for people is so high, no one ever learns how to pilot them. So they encounter one ace at the end of the series, who Amuro, the main character of OG Gundam, has been fighting like literally people like this by the handful, but this team fights one guy who knows how to pilot his robot, and it's terrifying. It's genuinely cool.
Yeah,
if you've ever seen GIFs
excellent.
of Gundam, that's the series where the robot rips its own arm off and then starts beating the other guy to death.
I have seen that GIF.
Yep, that's the one.
Cool. In my mind's eye, the cockpit of these not Gundams is literally just the front seat of a car, steering wheel and all. How accurate would you say that is?
I haven't seen what you're talking about, Jay, but I have to assume it greatly resembles that one bit from Space Thunder Kids where the robot launches its fist and literally punches the driver of the enemy robot in the cockpit. Like, he's just in there and a giant fist breaks in and wangs him in the face.
Man, I'm so glad that anime exists, you guys.
I'm so glad it does too. Like, I too, as a kid, had my like crazy. Not crazy. I had my incredibly, like, imaginative anime RP with friends in woods somewhere.
Yeah, no, it being in the woods is important. I mean, you could, like,
critically important.
You can make do with a playground during recess in a pinch, but, like, the woods are crucial.
What are you doing at that point?
Mine was mostly on the bus on the way to school. We had like 20 or 30 minutes a morning, and so
that's cool.
We would just do it there.
That's actually great.
Yeah, I would do it like after school with my bros, or just set aside all of a given recess to do that with friends. Sorry, Jay, go on.
We Our crew did ours, and I'm from a small little town in New York called Cold Spring, and there's a place right by where I lived called the Foundry, which is this big abandoned Civil War era foundry, and it's been built up and turned into a park now, and it's very nice.
It's gorgeous, actually. Yeah, I've been there with you a couple times.
Yeah, it's so nice. If you're ever in Cold Spring, go over there. But
check it out.
Back in the day, it was just abandoned stone factories, twisted bits of metal, and all this leftover war shit.
That's even better.
From the Civil War. And we would go around there, and we'd tell dumb anime stories. Like we'd pretend to be DBZ. We pretended to be Gundam too. And my favorite was after Golden Sun came out. We all pretended to be like elementalists.
Oh, nice.
We're like we each had a different element, and that
did
was
you
really
guys
cool.
get any like weird Dark Horse elements up and running for that?
Yeah,
because I found like when I did similar RP like stuff with like the elements as the central like seating idea of it, that the weird elements would start coming out.
Oh, immediately. You had to have that friend who was immediately like, my element's darkness.
My element is time.
My element is psychic, because it's the best Pokemon.
It's the best one.
My element is void. Sorry, go on.
God, I thought you were going to say my element is vor.
Oh, fuck!
like me immediately shitting on this, like, what a bunch of losers choosing dumb shit like shadow and time as their element. I chose dirt as mine. Like, earth was my element.
Nice.
But like, this is like my favorite game series ever doesn't immediately feature two characters setting out on their beginning journey, and one of them going, I'm gonna choose a normal element. Joshua, what element do you want? Time. Leans into the mic.
we could do that? We could choose that one?
No, just for me.
Oh.
I chose time because it's the element associated with hell.
It sure is. No, so like we would get up to all sorts of shenanigans wandering through the abandoned foundry, these like crazy constructions of twisted metal that have all been excavated because good. We cut ourselves a lot on that. A lot of my friends went in for tetanus shots.
I was gonna say, I hope y'all got tetanus shots and stuff.
I did not, and I'm still alive.
That's good. I think that you probably didn't get tetanus. I'm reasonably certain in that assertion. But yeah, I also played around outside a lot, sometimes amongst abandoned wreckage, and had my fair share of tetanus shots.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
so sorry.
Oh, it wasn't a bad deal. I don't actually mind shots, and I didn't as a kid either.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's,
I was kind of a
pretty
badass.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
no big
just
deal.
yes. So we could probably sit here and talk literally forever about this.
It's a fact,
but yeah, hopefully we've entertained you during the normal TI time slot. I'm actually going to be posting another podcast on our Patreon soon. This next one with Will and Civ. So if you're curious about that, head over there. But
I am, and
yeah, thank you for joining us for our special New Year's podcast. Remember to say nice things to Jackson. Sorry, Jackson, plug your baby ears.
Jackson, do it.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm gonna have to do it extra hard this time. And?
Okay, now don't forget your third ear.
Wait, yeah. There we go. That one
Remember
was my
to-
butt.
No!
Remember to say nice things to Jackson.
And we're done. Shut it down. Shut it down.